Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we dive into The Happy Mind by Kevin Horsley and Louis Fourie, a profound exploration of happiness, a state of being that humanity has chased through the ages, yet often misguidedly seeks in material wealth. Published in 2017, this book addresses the common fallacies about happiness, demonstrating how traditional pursuits of success and financial gain frequently lead us further from true contentment. Horsley, an international grandmaster of memory known for his championship victories and expertise in enhancing motivation, creative thinking, and learning processes, collaborates with Louis Fourie, an award-winning economist recognized as South Africa's Economist of the Year. Together, they delve into their research and personal experiences to dismantle myths about happiness and offer readers a practical roadmap towards a more joyful, fulfilled life. The Happy Mind is tailored for a wide audience. Individuals grappling with depression will find solace and strategies within its pages, offering a fresh perspective on their battle. Students of human behavior can appreciate the insights into why our modern society's definition of happiness may be skewed. Moreover, anyone on a quest for greater happiness, searching for a light in the often dim tunnel of daily life, will discover actionable advice and comforting wisdom in Horsley and Fourier's work. Join us as we unpack the essence of true happiness and how to achieve it, beyond the fleeting satisfaction of worldly possessions and accolades. The Happy Mind, a simple guide to living a happier life, starting today. Introduction. Unlock the secrets to a lifelong joy beyond riches. In a world bustling with guides on amassing wealth and climbing the social ladder, there's a gaping hole when it comes to addressing a more profound question. What happens when all that wealth and recognition still leave you feeling hollow and unfulfilled? It's a curious predicament that many face, leaving them to wonder why, despite their abundant resources, happiness still eludes them. Kevin Horsley and Louis Fourie pierce through the veil of materialism to address this very conundrum in their insightful exploration. They argue that the pursuit of money and fame, with their accompanying luxuries, offers at best a transient pleasure rather than the profound fulfillment we all yearn for. This revelation prompts a pivotal shift from the external to the internal, from seeking happiness in material possessions to nurturing it within ourselves through a transformative change in perspective and values. This intriguing journey uncovers the essential do's and don'ts for cultivating a life brimming with genuine happiness. You'll discover how mistaking pleasure for happiness can lead you astray, the intriguing connection between our Stone Age ancestors' survival instincts and our contemporary relationship with money, and the potential detrimental impact of indulging too much in the daily news. This rich tapestry of insights and advice weaves together a roadmap towards achieving not just a happy mind, but a deeply fulfilled life, undiminished by the fleeting charms of material success. Part 1. True Happiness. An Inside Job. When prompted to define happiness, many of us might stutter, our minds racing through various definitions and scenarios we associate with the feeling. It's something we all chase, but when asked to pin it down, we find the concept slipping through our fingers like sand. This elusive nature of happiness often leads to a common yet critical misunderstanding: the belief that happiness is fueled by external elements. This misconception drives people to chase happiness in material possessions and momentary achievements: cars, exotic holiday locations, romantic pursuits, or the high of a career milestone. These are often idolized as sources of euphoria. The underlying issue? Each of these offers only a fleeting pleasure, a temporary high that leaves us yearning for the next big thing. This dependence on external factors for happiness is like building a house on sand, unstable and unsustainable. It places your well-being at the mercy of circumstances beyond your control, an arrangement hardly conducive to lasting contentment. Relying on external sources for happiness is a recipe for dissatisfaction, setting up a vicious cycle where the more you seek happiness outside yourself, the more it eludes you. The myth of happiness being purchasable looms large in society. The misconception that wealth equates to happiness is pervasive, yet research consistently illustrates that those with riches are no strangers to misery. The pursuit of monetary gain is often envisioned as a direct path to acquiring luxury items that supposedly embody the good life. However, the pursuit and possession of such material goods do not only fall short of delivering enduring happiness, but they frequently propel individuals into debt, exacerbating feelings of anxiety and depression. This flawed association of happiness with financial success and material prosperity overshadows a profound truth. Happiness is an internal state, nurtured by perspectives, attitudes, and intrinsic values, rather than possessions or achievements. As we delve deeper, we find that mistaking money as the sole architect of happiness is merely one of the many misconceptions steering our quest for joy off course. Part 2. Discovering happiness in the here and now. Life is a complex tapestry, woven with threads of joy, sorrow, triumph, and adversity. On any given day, we may face challenges that stir feelings of fear, sadness, or anxiety. Whether it's an unforeseen illness, the sting of heartbreak, or the shock of financial hardship. In an attempt to shield ourselves from these trials, we often seek refuge in distractions, propelling our minds away from the present moment. However, this instinct to flee from the now in search of solace is a misguided venture, for true happiness dwells solely in the present. Our minds are adept wanderers, frequently traversing the corridors of the past or vaulting towards the future. Fantasies of a brighter tomorrow or paths not taken can captivate our thoughts, offering a sweet escape from current woes. Yet, dwelling on what might have been, or what could be, robs us of the opportunity to engage fully with life as it unfolds in the present. Happiness is an experience rooted in the now, accessible only through immersion in the immediate journey of life. Furthermore, another trap we often fall into is anchoring our hopes for happiness on others. The notion that a perfect partner or the addition of a child could be the missing piece to our puzzle of contentment is a common delusion. We envisage these relationships as carriers of joy, believing that their mere presence will usher in a state of everlasting happiness. Yet, time and again, we find that happiness remains elusive, not because we haven't found the right companion or expanded our families, but because we've misplaced the source of true happiness. The quest for happiness cannot be outsourced to external parties, no matter how dearly we hold them. Expecting friends, partners, or children to fill the void of happiness within us is an exercise in futility, setting both ourselves and them up for disappointment. Lasting fulfillment and peace of mind are treasures to be unearthed from within, not bestowed upon us by others. In embracing the present and recognizing that happiness is a journey of self-discovery, we unlock the doors to a more profound and enduring sense of joy. Letting go of the notion that happiness is situated in the past or future, or that it can be delivered by someone else, frees us to cultivate contentment from within, transforming our experience of life in the most beautiful way. Part 3. The essence of true happiness versus fleeting pleasure. Imagine cherishing a moment of indulgence, like savoring a piece of exquisite Godiva chocolate. For many, this could epitomize happiness. Yet, this sensation, as delightful as it is, underscores a common misunderstanding, confusing the ephemeral joy of pleasure with the enduring state of happiness. Pleasure, much like the fleeting satisfaction derived from monetary success or material acquisitions, is transient by nature. While there's inherent value in experiencing pleasure, and it certainly contributes to the richness of life, it's important to recognize that pleasure, as a sensation, is inherently unstable. Life guarantees that every peak of pleasure will be counterbalanced by valleys of discomfort or pain. Happiness, in stark contrast, holds the potential to be a constant companion, transcending the immediate conditions of our lives. This form of happiness remains accessible, provided we root ourselves in the present and maintain an openness to the positive aspects surrounding us. This doesn't imply that happiness negates or invalidates feelings of pain or discomfort, but allows for a contentment that coexists with the full spectrum of human emotions. You might then question, how do we harness this stable form of happiness? The key lies in conscious awareness and acceptance of our emotional landscape. Consider the feeling of loneliness. Rather than seeking a distraction, acknowledging and sitting with this feeling can lead to an understanding that happiness can endure alongside such temporary states. Interestingly, observations have revealed certain traits commonly found among those who live in a state of sustained happiness. These individuals share an appreciation for life's simpler pleasures, such as enjoying natural beauty or valuing restful sleep. They often engage in careers that inspire and fulfill them, and prioritize their health and well-being. Furthermore, truly happy people understand the importance of solitude and the value of selective companionship. This discernment means they surround themselves with supportive individuals, steering clear of relationships that detract from their well-being. This approach to relationships underscores a vital realization. Happiness is not a matter of quantity, but of the quality of connections, paving the way for a more profound and lasting happiness. Part 4. Navigating the Terrain of Unhappiness. Survival Fears at the Helm. Understanding. Happiness naturally invites a closer examination of its counterpart. Unhappiness. A perplexing observation in the modern era is the prevalence of discontent among individuals leading lives of material abundance. One hypothesis for this phenomenon points to deep-seated survival fears as a contributing factor. Evolutionary psychology sheds light on the brain's ancient architecture, revealing a network of primitive connections that remain influential today. A large portion of our brain developed during a time when human survival was precarious, making acute sensitivity to potential threats a necessity. Historical menaces to existence, such as ostracization from a community or loss of critical resources, could spell doom. In contemporary society, our ancient survival mechanisms are easily activated by perceived social slights or financial setbacks. An aloof remark from a colleague or an unexpected hike in bills can evoke reactions disproportionate to the actual threat, mirroring an ancestral fear of mortality. This modern-day interpretation of threats perpetuates a state of chronic stress and disquiet, contributing to an overarching sense of unhappiness. The irony lies in the harmful behaviors we adopt in an attempt to mitigate these survival-related fears. Activities such as compulsive eating are pursued for comfort, but often yield detrimental health consequences, far outweighing the initial discomfort of a minimized social standing or monetary loss. Moreover, the powerful drive to avoid isolation and rejection can lead individuals to endure unhealthy relationships. The compulsion to stay connected, even to detrimental partners, is deeply intertwined with our primal dread of abandonment and vulnerability. In essence, many of the challenges to our happiness are self-inflicted, stemming from anachronistic responses to perceived dangers. Our minds, operating on outdated survival scripts, can plunge us into needless suffering. Recognizing this misalignment between ancient instincts and modern realities is the first step towards mitigating the influence of these primordial fears on our quest for contentment. Part 5. Overcoming the Shadows of Childhood Trauma for a Brighter Tomorrow. In the dance of life, some seem to move to a persistently somber tune, their days clouded by an unshakable gloom. It's tempting to offer well-intentioned advice like, why not just get out and enjoy the sunshine? Yet, for those wrestling with the specters of childhood trauma, the path to sunlight is not so simple. Chronic unhappiness, a heavy cloak that some bear, often has its roots entangled in traumatic experiences from the earliest chapters of life. Particularly, events occurring before the age of 6 can profoundly amplify instinctive fears, markedly influencing one's reactions to rejection or loss later in life. The nurturing, or lack thereof, received during those tender years lays the groundwork for our resilience or vulnerability in the face of life's stresses. A child bathed in unconditional love and support learns to navigate the world from a place of security, starkly contrasted by those whose formative years were marred by neglect, abuse, or emotional detachment. The absence of parental love can inflict wounds so deep their echoes may reverberate throughout a lifetime. Yet, those bearing the scars of such traumas are not condemned to a life of despondency. The human brain, with its remarkable plasticity, offers a beacon of hope, particularly through the capabilities of the neocortex. This region, the seat of conscious decision-making, emotional regulation, and cognitive processing, empowers us to assimilate new information and consciously choose our responses. Consider the person grappling with the anxiety triggered by financial strain, a scenario that might ordinarily activate their deep-seated survival fears. By engaging the neocortex, they have the opportunity to evaluate the situation rationally, to see beyond the immediate panic and devise practical solutions such as crafting a revised budget. Activating the neocortex, like strengthening a muscle through repeated use, enhances its efficacy over time. As such, grappling with the aftermath of childhood trauma isn't a solitary journey. Professional therapy can play a pivotal role, offering guidance and strategies to reroute thought patterns from instinctive fear responses towards constructive, positive frameworks. Thus, the narrative of one's life, even if initially written in the ink of trauma, can be transformed. With understanding and targeted support, individuals can learn to compose new chapters, characterized not by chronic unhappiness, but by resilience, growth, and a renewed capacity for joy. Part 6. Happiness. Charting your own course with a personal blueprint. Unlike the tangible currency of money, which we can exchange, save, or lend, happiness exists as a more elusive treasure. It's not an asset that can be borrowed from others or inherited. Rather, it's a deeply personal state that must be cultivated from within. In the unpredictable journey of life, filled with its inevitable highs and lows, the power to maintain a steady course towards happiness rests solely in your hands. Understanding that happiness cannot be sourced from external factors is a pivotal realization. Life's fluctuations, much like the stock market's erratic patterns, are beyond our individual control. What remains within our grasp, however, is the ability to shape our responses to these fluctuations. Embracing the responsibility for your own happiness is the first step towards fostering a fulfilling life, unhindered by external upheavals. This empowerment doesn't imply a passive waiting for the universe to align with your desires for happiness. Instead, it calls for a proactive stance, envisioning happiness as a journey that unfolds step by step, one that can be enriched with therapy and self-reflection. A crucial strategy in nurturing happiness is to devise a comprehensive life plan. Amid the hustle and bustle of daily responsibilities, carving out time to reflect and strategize can seem like a luxury. Yet, dedicating even a brief period each day to contemplate your life's direction can significantly impact your well-being. This contemplative practice provides clarity, allowing you to evaluate and realign your priorities. Your life blueprint should encompass clear objectives for various facets of your existence: personal growth, career ambitions, and leisure activities. Through introspection, identify potential stressors or imbalances, such as overwhelming professional demands or insufficient time devoted to passions and hobbies. By pinpointing these areas, you can adjust your focus, ensuring your efforts are channeled toward meaningful and rewarding pursuits. Having a plan not only clarifies your path, but also instills a sense of purpose and direction, empowering you to steer your own happiness. While it's essential to remain anchored in the present, a well-considered plan provides a roadmap, guiding your decisions and actions toward a content and harmonious life. By taking ownership of your happiness through thoughtful planning, you move closer to achieving a balance that resonates with your core values and aspirations. Part 7. Cultivating Happiness Through Gratitude and Novelty. There's wisdom in the adage that we often fail to value what we have until it's stripped away from us. Picture for a moment the emptiness of losing everything: your material belongings, the company of friends and loved ones, even your health and the liberties of movement and expression. The yearning for these lost treasures would be profound. Now, envision gradually reclaiming each of these aspects of your life. The swell of gratitude accompanying each reclaimed piece would be immense. Yet, why should the recognition of our fortunes hinge on their absence? True gratitude is a daily practice, a consistent acknowledgement of the abundance we possess. This mentality of thankfulness lays the foundation for a richer, more joyous existence. After all, the pursuit of more is futile without cherishing what is already ours. To integrate gratitude into your daily life, begin by enumerating the elements for which you're thankful. This list should encompass not only the monumental but also the seemingly mundane, those common blessings that often go unnoticed. Consider, for example, the gift of health. It's easy to overlook, yet moments of illness can starkly remind us of the privilege of a body unburdened by ailment. Likewise, it's worth celebrating the subtle delights that dot our days: the serendipity of a perfectly ripe avocado, the warmth of a stranger's smile, or the simple act of someone holding the door for you. Another strategy to enhance happiness is to inject novelty and excitement into the everyday. A life sunk into the depths of routine risks becoming dull and uninspired. Venturing even slightly off the beaten path can reinvigorate your sense of wonder and curiosity about the world. This might mean experimenting with new hobbies, exploring uncharted neighborhoods, or even varying your daily commute to discover new sights. Such practices serve as reminders that the world is vast and rich with possibilities waiting to be explored. By maintaining an attitude of discovery and appreciation, you foster a state of perpetual engagement with the joy and beauty of existence, paving the way for a deeply fulfilled and happy life. Part 8. Finding Joy in Simplicity and Realistic Aspirations. Imagine the allure of living in a sprawling mansion, complete with lavish decor, numerous bedrooms, a grandiose kitchen, and an expansive yard. It's a picture of luxury, yes, but have you considered the responsibilities that accompany such wealth? The upkeep of every room, the maintenance of the yard, and the constant cleaning could soon transform your dream into a burdensome reality. It's no surprise, then, that an increasing number of people are discovering happiness in the opposite direction, by reducing their possessions to only what truly matters. Take a moment to survey your living space. Does it feel cluttered with items you no longer use or enjoy? Is your wardrobe overstuffed with clothes gathering dust? This physical clutter not only mars the aesthetics of your home, but also clouds your ability to appreciate the items that genuinely bring you joy. Embarking on a decluttering journey throughout your home can unveil not just physical space, but a newfound appreciation for your most cherished possessions, whether they be books, garments, or mementos. This principle of simplification extends beyond the physical to the mental realm. Mental clutter, such as persistent jealousy or resentment, can weigh heavily on our capacity for happiness. Recognizing these intrusive thoughts and consciously choosing to release them can gradually clear your mind, though it may sometimes necessitate professional assistance to effectively break free. Another facet of cultivating happiness lies in setting realistic goals. While ambition is commendable, overly lofty objectives can set the stage for disappointment. Striving for excellence in our personal and professional lives is important, but it's equally vital to remain grounded in what's achievable. Aspiring to outperform a virtuoso like Yo-Yo Ma within a few years might not only be impractical, but could ultimately diminish your enjoyment of playing the cello. In the realm of happiness, less is often more. By shedding the excess Be it material possessions, mental burdens, or unattainable goals, we pave the way for a more contented, fulfilling existence. Embracing the beauty of simplicity and the wisdom of attainable aspirations allows us to savor life's pleasures to the fullest, fostering lasting happiness in our journey. Part 9. Choosing serenity over sensationalism in the digital age. In an era where scrolling through the news can leave us feeling more besieged than informed, it's crucial to recognize the fine line between staying connected to the world and being engulfed by its most distressing narratives. Political unrest, violence, and societal injustices are undeniably part of the global landscape, but an overconsumption of negative media can skew our perception, painting a far gloomier picture of reality than what truly exists. The key to preserving one's happiness amidst this barrage of bleak headlines lies in mindful media consumption. Many news organizations exploit our intrinsic negativity bias, a psychological tendency to pay more attention to adverse events. This bias has roots in our evolutionary past. Acknowledging potential threats once increased our ancestors' chances of survival. Today, however, this predisposition can lead to an exaggerated sense of despair, as media outlets emphasize the sensational to captivate our attention. Understanding this dynamic is the first step toward reclaiming your emotional equilibrium. Selectivity in media consumption becomes a form of self-care. By choosing sources that strive for balance and limiting exposure to those that amplify negativity, you can protect your peace of mind. Beyond the external influence of media, there's a personal dimension to consider, our own propensity to amplify and dramatize life's minor irritations. Consider the common frustration of a partner leaving a mess. While it's easy to escalate these small annoyances into indicators of deep-seated issues, such reactions often do more harm than good, undermining the foundations of otherwise loving relationships. Approaching these situations with understanding and empathy can make a significant difference. Recognizing that perceptions of cleanliness vary, and that lapses in tidiness aren't tantamount to personal disrespect, can de-escalate potential conflicts. Maintaining perspective on the positive aspects of your relationship, remembering acts of kindness and affection, can help balance momentary frustrations, contributing to a more harmonious coexistence. In sum, happiness in the contemporary world necessitates a conscious effort to sieve through the deluge of information and interpersonal challenges we face. By fostering judicious media consumption and cultivating empathy and perspective in our interactions, we can build a more serene and satisfying life amidst the clamor of the digital age. Final summary. The quest for happiness is a deeply personal voyage, one that cannot be outsourced to external acquisitions or fleeting pleasures. The essence of true enduring contentment doesn't lie in the accumulation of wealth, the latest tech gadgets, or even the pursuit of relationships. These external elements, while they may offer temporary highs, are incapable of providing lasting fulfillment as they remain beyond our control. True happiness springs from within, nurtured by a steadfast presence in the moment and an optimistic view of the world. To harbor a state of continual joy, we are urged to cultivate a spirit of gratitude, appreciating the myriad of blessings that pepper our daily lives. Such an attitude helps us recognize the wealth of positivity that surrounds us, often hidden in plain sight. Our evolutionary instincts, designed to safeguard our survival, can sometimes lead us astray in the modern context, causing undue stress and fear. By consciously shaping our future through realistic and achievable goals, we align our aspirations with our potential, laying a foundation for genuine satisfaction in both our personal and professional spheres. Happiness is thus an inside job, requiring deliberate effort and introspection. The pursuit of external symbols of success, be it wealth, status, or approval, fades in comparison to the profound peace and contentment available to us when we turn our gaze inward. By concentrating on what truly nourishes the soul, embracing the present, and fostering meaningful goals, we unlock the doors to a life filled with happiness, serenity, and a sense of fulfillment that withstands the vicissitudes of life. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.